All right, what's going on, guys? To do a quick update for all of you. And if there's anything that you want me to go over, I could definitely go over it for you. But the uh, the two plays that we had yesterday, basically playing the market up and down at the same time, buying options on either side worked really, really well. It had $167 turn into like about 1,050. So those percentages did work out from yesterday when we did them. So that was a pretty good estimate. So either or, when there's a big news event, you'll make money either way, going up or down. It didn't really matter. Actually, it hit that point exactly where we thought. Um, so, but for now, we can always find out where the next levels for the market is by going to this tool that I have here. This loads this GEX tool. Okay. So for the S&P 500, we are at 675. So this is a very, this level you could see is really strong. So if we go up, the next level is going to be 679. And if we go down, the next level is going to be 670. Okay. So, and just for a good measure, we could always look at the unusual activity. The unusual activity right now, sort of mixed. You could see for IWM, the small caps, we got, you know, option volume in both directions. Palantir has been actually getting blocks of bullish activity all day. Um, Intel's been getting a lot of unusual activity to the downside all at once, too. It all came in within like a span of 15 minutes. It's just Intel, uh, the entire time, betting both sides actually. But for SPY generally, we got a lot more bearish activity because this was a general buy the market, sorry, buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. Can we go over Amazon? It seems to hit a rejection point of 220. Do you think it'll break through? Let me see. So the next level for Amazon is this 200 moving average right here. That's what it's having a hard time on this daily time frame, right? You can see right there. So you said 220. I mean, the opening range is really big for Amazon today. These opening ranges are huge. So it hasn't, we might just go sideways the entire day. And the reason is for two reasons. We popped up so much, but the negotiations are still really weak. Like the deal is still very weak. So, there's a possibility we could drop on any news. There's a possibility that, if terms are accepted, we could go up. So that's why you see these big ranges today. Um, but yeah, the next level for Amazon, it would need to clear this 224 level but then again, we have this huge sell block resistance right above that. So, but Amazon, I don't know, for me, it's hard to swing it short term. I own it more long term. But you could see down here, it broke out. I remember posting about this a couple days ago when it broke out of structure here. We had two good support levels that it hit. Amazon came up, and then there's your pop today. Really, it's going to be this 224 level or 225 level for Amazon more than anything. But the one that I really was playing around with today the most was Apple. And I did it because Apple has been the strongest throughout this whole thing. So, if we get Apple in the next few days to push up, just to show you what that would look like, I did an April 17, and I did a 265, I think. So, no, I did a 260. So for $150, right, if Apple goes up, let's say 5% to 263 or so, that would be an extra 500 and something dollars. Even if we go till tomorrow, we would still make 450. Even actually that's Friday. So even if it's Friday, we'd still make over $400. So I thought to put down 150 to make, 450 or more in pure profit for Apple, I thought that wasn't bad. Just to throw something out there. Usually I don't like to just throw things out there, but I wasn't going to be day trading today. Today was a profit taking today in the morning as soon as possible, taking out as many profits as possible, then waiting for price to drop because price always drops, on a news event like this, and then you can reposition yourself. So, also, Apple's been the strongest out of this entire crisis. It hasn't really dropped that much, so it still looks like it's pretty strong, and we have all this buying pressure right below it. So, out of anything, I'm going to keep this. Now, of course, I wanted to hedge that. It wasn't like I wanted to just buy an Apple call, and although $150 isn't that much, turning it into 450 to 550 in profit is pretty good, but I still wanted to protect my $150. So how would I do that? SQQQ is the opposite of QQQ, right? So if the market start to drop rapidly, this would come up rapidly. So just to show you what that looks like, it's a hedge. So for today, I bought these 73 calls for $50. So if SQQQ, if let's say the market drops 2% or 3%, this would go up like 5 or 6%. Okay, so then my $53 would turn into about 150 to 180 worth of profit, which would then equal the amount that I paid for my Apple call. So the worst thing that could possibly happen to me today is I lose, uh, sorry, is I win on the SQQQ call. That covers my Apple expense. But if the market does go up and Apple goes up, then I'm going to make 4 or 500 minus this 53 for the hedge. So regardless, the worst thing that could happen is I break even, you know. So I didn't think it was, other than that, I'm not trying to, you know, day trade the entire day when everything is in chaos. A news day like this is wild to day trade. I'd rather just set up good swing trades. Like I might take a long-term Tesla trade. But the thing I like the best is probably going to be XLU, which is the energy ETF. Because no matter what, AI still needs this energy, all of these energy companies. So no matter what happens, this still looks super strong. And now we're above this 20 moving average, as you can see right here, this pink 20 moving average. And we now can go up and hit our measured move a lot higher. So I'm looking at longer term option calls for XLU, which is the energy ETF. So regardless, that makes the most sense to me out of anything, um, because it's the next. You always look at the next needed industry or the next sector, right? We just cycled through all of the oil stocks for the last 3 months because that made the most logical sense, right? With everything happening in the world, that made the most sense. So now you go forward and you say, well, now what makes the most sense? Energy, right? And so now we can cycle into an energy cycle for the rest of the year. Even if the market is skittish, because of, the financial markets and private credit going down, at least we know that energy is going to continue to go up because that's the biggest roadblock for these AI companies. So instead of picking and choosing all of these energy companies, I could just buy XLU. I get exposure to all of them, right? We have Vistra and Constellation and GE Vernova, right? And just to show you what a long-term XLU play would look like, how much you could make off of that. We could do maybe a September call. And then what we'll do, it's not gonna be that expensive. We could do maybe this doesn't have much volume on it. These 55s do. Oh, look at this. This is only $32 for a $55 XLU call for September. So these are only $32 to buy one of these. You could buy like 10 of them for, and now you have 4,000 volume that's coming in today. That's really unusual. So I might go ahead and buy some of these September XLU calls because now watch. For $32 per contract, if XLU, okay, gets up to this level, let's say 50, we would make about $70 in profit per contract. So if you have 10 contracts, you would make 700 in profit. That would be 200% profit about. If we go up another 7.5%, and we have until September. So the likelihood is very, very, very strong. You know, something has to power AI. It can't just be from magic. We can't just power things, I mean, there's only so much electricity. I mean, Tesla's building their own chip factories now. Um, Google's building their own nuclear plants to power things. And this chart is really good. This is what you want to see. We have a breakout, perfect breakout here. And now we're going to start to push off this 20 moving average up to our measured move, up to that area. So that looks really good for this to flow on up to here. Now, oh yeah, thank you. The SPY straddles did work out really well. Definitely glad that my group was able to win on those. But you know what? A lot of that still comes from the planning. There's planning that goes into these plays, and a lot of it comes from if there's a big news event, of course you would play both sides, because one of them is definitely going to hit. So, um, you know, that was a good play. So thank you for that. I'm glad a lot of people texted me this morning. I got a lot of messages from that because people followed that. But I want people to do their own plays. I'm not somebody who wants people to follow me or to copy my trades. I could give you inspiration, but it doesn't take that much to learn this on your own. It really doesn't. It's actually incredibly simple because you see the same things over and over and over again. And if you just wait for good levels, eventually, something will make too much sense to pass it by, you know? Although I wanted gold to come back to this level, gold now popped up. You can see it hit this sell level immediately, right? That's why I have the green and red blocks on my chart. We got up to that level, rejected immediately, but we're still above this 20 moving average and our breakout point. I like silver a little bit better, to be honest with you, and that's why I still have my silver calls. This does look stronger that we can, going to continue up to this 50 moving average around 80 or so, about 75 right now. We got to 77.8, so, or, about almost 78 today, but, I think this is still going to keep going up. But the one that I really missed that, oh man, is AEHR. Remember I kept showing you guys this every single day? This is a typical Trader Daddy triangle breakout. Like it doesn't get any more typical than this. This is what we play over and over and over again. because it works. Um, so once you have a stock like this that's been flowing up for a while, just to show you, it's really been flowing up for a while. And now when price comes back to the moving averages and you can make your cut line, your trend line, and then we get a huge pump of volume here, and we get across our inline right here, okay, just to show you. Here's your unusual volume coming in right here. Here's your momentum turning from pink to blue to green on the momentum indicator pushing up. And then you also have green volume pushing up at the same time. All three of those during a break. We've never had that not work so far. So that's why I'm just a big believer in waiting for all of the stars to align before putting big money on something. Because other than that, you're kind of just hoping that something will work, you know? There's plenty of good ideas, but I like when things are like everything is aligned, you know? It kind of like everything on the checklist is checked off. So when you win, it's not that big of a deal. You're kind of like, yeah, well, of course, this is exactly, what I've been waiting for is something like that. Now that the market is moving back up, we're going to start to see more and more of these types of plays because that's what we saw from April to October last year, around the same time. Nvidia, I'm also looking at. Um, if the end of the day we start to push up more, I might get into an Nvidia call because, as you can see, we have a very well defined support level down here, very defined resistance level up here. And this is actually a reverse head and shoulders. Here's the left shoulder, here's down, here's the right one. And now pushing back up, um, this is uh, this is where we're gonna be going up here. So, um, so Nvidia at the end of the day, I think might be an interesting one. So again, I still have Amazon. I think that'll work out well. This is on a 15-minute right now. And again, we really have no idea where price is going to go. If I had to guess, I would guess up. Man, the entire watch list is green today. Oh my goodness. That's wild. I don't know if you guys can see this on your screen. I don't know. Because I'm also delayed like 15 seconds. But let me do it in terms of the change in percentage. Wow, Hover is up 20% now. NVTS, that's been my under $10 uh play on yeah, under $10 stocks over and over and over again. Anytime NVTS gets to $8, it always comes back to 10. It's like every single time. Damn. Look at that. I made that video like 3 days ago when it was at this level. But I mean, it gets to a point where like I have to keep a good winning percentage or else what would be the point of like, you know, I get it. Winning percentage isn't everything, but people like to see that professionals do keep a good winning percentage. But then again, I could have a 10% winning percentage and I could still make a lot of profit. There's no correlation. But people like to see that the stocks that you call out do actually do what you think that they're going to do. Do I get all of them? No, I get most of them though. Hover is like one of my little favorite $2 stocks or $1.65 stocks. I wish I bought more at $1.30. This is a fun one, but there's not much I can do with this at this point. Every time it goes really low, I like to buy little bits of this, but we'll see. BBAI, yeah, even BBAI is up. Take a look at that. All right. BBAI is, well, it was up. Oh, something to show you guys is BBAI for January 2027. A $5 call is only $72. So you get like a whole January 2027 call for $72. So if BBAI goes up to like $6.50, that would be a 270% or 200 over 250% gain. So that's not bad, you know. Or you could get one more year, January 2028 for 130 nah, for a $7 call is $100. And if we go to 650, it's 183%. That's not bad either. You have so much time. So that's a good deal. What about Joby? I don't think Joby's going to go lower than $8. Also, on a weekly time frame, yeah, it's coming off this 200 moving average down here. So we could start to push back. But the one I still like the most is Netflix. Netflix is really starting to move. If you guys want to see something interesting, um, or if you're interested in learning something about candlesticks, look at this for a second. Just borrow your attention for 1 second. Look at this candle right here. Okay. This is what I call a floating doji candle or a floating indecision candle. This is stage two. Here's stage one, the breakout. Here's your structure. Here's your breakout. Here's your floating indecision candle. Stage three will be extension up to this 50 moving average area around 108. So this is a very good signal for Netflix to keep going up. And out of everything, Netflix, I think, is probably one of the stronger stocks than anything else right now. Um, Tesla sold off again. Yeah, I've been looking at that. Are all oil down? Uh, yeah, to be, yeah. Uh, I wish I could just Netflix and chill all day, but now, um, like I wanted to take profits this morning and just go back to sleep, but you know, there is work to be done. Although I haven't really traded that much. Oil did start to move up a little bit, but overall, crude oil is down considerably from where we were yesterday. So, we're down 15%. So I wish I bought a USO put yesterday. That would have been huge. But I still bought it around the $100 level. We're at 95 right now. I still think oil's going to get down to about this level, 80. So I was thinking about maybe getting a USO put today or tomorrow, just another one. So, you know, like I've been saying every single day between on these lives between 12 and 1 o'clock, oil is going to go back down. We just really didn't know when. So it was just preparing for it was um, more of more of that strategy than anything else. But just to give you some lists for what I have right now. Okay. So also I really like APLD. So real quick, let me just go to APLD. I'm going to hold APLD for like the next 5 years, regardless. APLD can definitely get back up to this 40 area right here. It's at 28 right now. I remember last week we were talking about it down at 21, thinking it was a really good deal, but I'm going to keep APLD for a long time. So that's not going to fit in any of my lists, but what we do have here all of the big stocks: Microsoft, Meta, Netflix, Amazon, Lilly, Google, GE Vernova, um, or XLU, right, for the energy stocks, Rocket Lab, Shield for military stocks, NBIS, Hood, SoFi, CVX for Chevron, Intel, Citigroup, SCHG for for just a regular ETF for growth fund, stocks, Costco, AEHR, which I put last week, Apple and Nvidia and Tesla under $10. RIG, you know what? You're right. I should add MU. I took it off because Google kind of messed with was able to compress memory a lot more. So I kind of just held off on Micron. But yeah, Micron does look really good right now. This is going to continue to move higher. Definitely Micron probably at this level pretty soon from here to here. I could see it. But yeah, I don't mind. You know, Micron you could probably put on that list as well. If you guys want to save these, you could just screenshot, I guess, your phone. I'll try to make it easier for you guys to read in some sort of way. I know I'm moving around a lot, but sorry, hold on a second. There we go. So we have uh Serve Robotics, which is coming back now, RR, NVTS, Joby, Mara, RDW for space, Merit for Bitcoin, Neo for electric cars, Archer for flying taxis, Open for AI real estate, and Poet for more. I guess they do AI. I have to figure out. Yeah, Poet does tech services with AI. And then metal rare earth, I think, is going to start coming back. Barrick for gold, USAR for rare earth, CRML for rare earth, HL for silver, and COPX for copper. So those those are the ones that I'm looking at the most on a daily basis. But then I have other lists too. Like I have a bunch of lists for, I make a list every day. So there's that. But just generally, these are the ones obviously I look at the most. But this is my watch list over here. And it looks like, yeah, AEHR is doing the best. Wow, NVTS keeps moving up 15% right now. APLD's up 12%. Oscar's up 12%. Zio is up 15%. MU is up 9%. Intel is up 10%. Let's check out Intel. Wow. So there was the break of Intel. Here's your first structure. Tried to break, didn't work. Secondary structure, broken. Momentum that was heading up. Wall, this broke. And we now have green volume right there. So all of that did work. Let's take a look. Wow, Intel's really flying. Oh my goodness. It didn't even go down at all today. I don't know how I missed this. I can't catch them all. I am not the greatest Pokemon master. It is hard to catch these. It really is. All of them, all the time. But that's why it's good to have a watch list, in the morning, just to look through everything. Rivian. Yeah, we could take a look at Rivian. Any other stocks you guys want to look at? It's not bad, Rivian right here. I like when price starts to compress into one area, and then we're going to get a pop pretty soon. Rivian's super volatile, but I think we're going to get a pop pretty soon. Let's take away this. Yeah, this is what we're dealing with Rivian right now. Getting into this area. Eventually, we're going to pop out of some sort. So, yeah, I'm telling you, it is hard to catch them all. I try to catch them all. Also, I bought these buttons here. You know how Kramer on his show has buttons, I'm gonna be better than Kramer. But because he's way too late for all of his plays. But I do have a buy, buy, buy button and a sell, sell, sell button over here. This is I don't know if you guys can see these, but I do have these two buttons finally right here. So it'll sound, I don't know if this works right now. Buy, buy, buy. Yeah. So I'm trying to make this better. We're starting to get better here. So I'm gonna start hitting buttons all around me to say buy, buy, buy and sell, sell, sell. Because really, I realize that people lose interest rather quickly on a lot of just looking at charts. So if there's sound effects going off at all times, then maybe it'll be a little bit easier for people. This is Apple. We're now getting to our upper range of the day, starting to push back up here as we approach 1 o'clock in the afternoon, New York time here. Um, yeah, I need a bunch of different buttons. I need a bunch of different buttons. Um, the other thing I was looking at again was NVIDIA. But Nvidia's been flat so far. If Nvidia starts to push up, I'm going to get that end of day. But I still like Apple the best. Apple's been the strongest throughout this entire crisis. When Apple moves, it's easy to play options on Apple. So this is where I'm looking at right now. If that starts to push, I might double down on Apple. But for now, I only have one position on it, one simple options play. But Apple loves coming off this support. We were going over this every week last week in these lives. And in my premium group, for those of you in my premium group, we go over Apple, I think like 3 or 4 times a day at this point. Um, so, nothing is really missed here. The other opportunity I was looking at is oil, in terms of oil stocks, because now that they're going to go down, Chevron at the 50 moving average is super interesting to me, right? Because it's not like oil stocks are going to go completely back down to here. They are going to go back probably up throughout the entire year. This is the year of oil stocks. So, Chevron, if Chevron stays put at this 50 moving average, it'll be a very interesting play moving forward. Um, but we'll definitely see. I think that's going to be it, guys. I don't really see anything else to go over. For those of you in my premium group, I will be on at the end of the day. I still think the end of the day, 3 to 4 o'clock, is the easiest time to trade than any other time because usually price is just moving in one direction at that point, and you get to set up everything for the next day. So, I do think it's a lot easier to trade at the end of the day. Do you think uh, DVN ET? I could take a look at DVN real quick. Wow, QQQ is coming back here. Over here, we are coming back, but we're still in this sideways. What a big pop on the NASDAQ right here. We could look at DVN. Devon Energy is coming back. Wow, look at that. Yeah, Irina's right. DVN does look really good. Energy and gas play popping up off the 50 moving average. This does look good. I like DVN. So the ones, I'll make you guys a list real quick in a minute. I think probably it's going to be something like Netflix, DVN. Um, those are the Apple probably, APLD. ET looks good too. This looks really good. Here's your break. And if we pop above these moving averages, we're going to move up real quick. This also has a 7% dividend, by the way. So, Energy Transfer. Also, XLU. So, and then we also have, what is it? AMLP. Yeah, these all look good. Oxy as well. Yeah, Oxy looks great. We're right off of this buying structure right here. So this can definitely push back up higher for Oxy. Um, we could so okay, so let's do this. We could make a list for right now, which is going to be DVN, Netflix, APLD, Apple, ET, Oxy. I think that's a pretty good list for right now. You know, I don't see anything wrong with this. Oh, and maybe XLU for, general longer term energy play swings. But these at least are for right now. If you need one, two, three, four, these six stocks, I think are pretty good to you know, to look into for right now. I just want to take a quick picture to remind myself of what they are. Okay. All right, guys, I will be on tomorrow. Thanks for joining me for the last 45 minutes. I am going to sign off. You can always rewatch these on YouTube under my channel there. And I will be back tomorrow between 12 and 1 o'clock for the halftime show. Have a great rest of your day. Any questions, you can reach out to me directly and consider joining the premium group. It's only $80 a month. And you get Zooms all throughout the day. You get beginner one on ones, you get one on ones with me, you get my cell phone number to contact me whenever you want. There's a million resources in there. We've turned I don't know. In my career, I've turned thousands of people from beginners to intermediate and advanced traders. So I have a pretty good system at this point. And I designed it for busy people. So consider giving it a shot. Don't go on my website and buy it because that's $99. Ask me personally, and I'll send you the $80 link instead. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys later on. Take care. Bye bye.